Everybody, welcome to the Kickstarter preview for Metromorph. Now, what Metromorph is, which you can sort of see in that picture, but not very well, I'm sure, is a terrain system for sci-fi, maybe post-apocalyptic. You could play this with skirmish games, you could do it up to large-scale games. It's pre-printed cardstock, which I'm going to give you a better close-up than I'm giving you now. But you can see this is pre-printed, nice and thick cardstock there, and it has this sort of, I don't want to call them clips, they're like little joins. So I'll show you in more detail. So let's just jump down and take a look at this, what you've got here. Now what I'm going to show you here is sort of like the basic core pledge for the Kickstarter with a couple extra like odds and ends and stuff. It's add-ons or stretch goals depending on how far it goes. Now it's currently funded on Kickstarter right now at the time of this recording. So I'll have a link to the Kickstarter below. And just a kind of a caveat, this is obviously prototype material, but the stuff I've got here doesn't honestly look like prototype material. This could be the production level material. So let's jump down and take a look at it, and I'll kind of explain a little bit more about it. So here is everything set up, and now the board at the bottom here, this is a board from Warhammer 40,000 Kill Team. It's about a 22 by 30 board. And I wanted to show this stuff on that board because if you're going to get like the core pledge, you're going to say, well, how much space can I fill up on a board? Well, you could very easily highly populate a Kill Team board with just a basic pledge. And then so if you think of this in terms of maybe two of these is sort of almost 4x4, then you've got some lightly dense terrain for a 4x4 and so on. So that gives you kind of a sense. Now, like I showed you earlier, you have these cardstock things here. So this is printed on, and it's got kind of a nice finish, and it's relatively thick. I don't know how easy it is to tell the thickness on here, but it's nice and thick. Like I could, if I wanted to, really, I could bend it, but I can't. If I put a little bit of pressure on there, it's not going to bend at all. And so you've got different pieces like that, little walls, and you've got ladders and things. And you can see here, they've got these sort of grooves, and that's where these little clips are going to come in. So they have these different angled grooves and things. Now you can see I stickered most of these. These actually come with stickers to put on these hinges here, but I left one of these off just so you could kind of see. And it's definitely much nicer with them on, but even with them off, it's not the end of the world. So you get these in these different joints. So this is kind of a right angle. This one's kind of a T because it's joining this top piece with this top piece. And then there's this part coming out there that you can see. It's kind of a larger, much wider kind of floor piece there. And you can see you've got ladders built into some of the walls. You've got, again, some of the ladder pieces like that there all over the place. And then one thing that they have, I think this is sort of as a stretch goal or as an add-on, you've got sort of barricades that you can put on the sides of things. So another example would be over here, right there, so that you can have kind of line of sight blocking stuff kind of on the railways and the edges of everything. You can see there's a good variety of things. So we've got kind of a large open area there. If we zoom in a little bit there, you can see that's more of a solid wall, so you can kind of vary things up in terms of the line of sight blocking and all that kind of stuff. So one interesting thing about it is you're going to get this construction blueprints. So the stuff that you were just looking at, that's basically 4 buildings with a little bit of flair added by myself. And so you can go in here and it's going to tell you all the stuff that you need to build that building. And then it'll give you kind of like Lego-like instructions. So you put these 2 pieces first and da-da-da, keep going on. And then you've got that building. And then we're going to add a little extension there with the ladder. And then, you've got all these different things. It shows you all the different types of clips that you need, each of these kinds of things. And so that's going to get you to where you can build all 4 buildings. So this one, again, what I'm showing you is the core pledge. This is a little bit larger, taller of a building. So we took out some of the barricades and things and removed that bridge. So you can see kind of the 4 buildings. There's this one here, like so. You've got this guy right there. And then we've got another kind of smaller building right over there. And then this tall building is that last one you can see. And you can mostly pick these up. Sometimes, you might have a piece sort of dangle off, but it's mostly sturdy. Like you can pick this up, move it over there, and then sometimes you have like a ladder fall off or something, but that's just from moving it. But during gameplay, they're going to stay pretty stable. And then you've got this last building over here. Well, this isn't the only way that you can build things. Obviously, you can take things apart and put them together in different kinds of ways. There is an example of doing some really funky stuff. And so I just made a giant building, all kind of one big unit, so to speak. And I just kind of threw this together. I didn't have any plans or anything. I just kind of haphazardly looked at some of their pictures and just threw something together quick in a few minutes just to show a couple of things. So first of all, I wanted to kind of show the sturdiness of this. So you can see, whoops, that ladder, I put that ladder in a little bit crooked there, but that's okay. See, it's still holding it up there. It's just suspended by those two ladders. That's my bad. There's nothing wrong with the system there. I just didn't check it. So these two guys here are being held up by that. And then we've got these other guys laying around here. We've got some of these guys just on the edges here. You can see them on the planks and so on, and just kind of moving around a little bit. And then these guys kind of way up here. And so this is all, you know, I can't really shake it because it's all pretty sturdy. And so that's just one huge building. So if you wanted to build some like real, you know, extreme Necromunda type terrain, or I've seen some pictures where they did like really tall, like, I mean, it was huge. It was like going way up to the ceiling or whatever. So you could do like kind of like a Judge Dredd type of building, you know, just real Hive City type stuff. And just to kind of give you a little bit of a once over, let's just take a look at the clips and everything. So you can see this is sort of a cross join. There's an entry on each side there. And that most of these pieces have various little kind of convenient spots to put these in so that everything is going to end up being pretty flush there. So we do that, and we can do this one here, kind of cover up that end. Like so. So they have all these kind of little notches and things. So another example was that bridge I had up there earlier. There's like a little bit of a platform there and a barricade if I want it to be. And then you see I didn't sticker that side, but on the stickered side, you just look at it like that, and it's like a little panel or something, or some kind of sci-fi little widget things. So putting them together and taking them off and on is really simple. I mean, I could see possibly wearing this down over a lot of time, but you're not going to be like putting them together off and on like, you know, 10 times a day or anything. You're going to put them together, set it up, and take it down. And I think it's going to stay very, very sturdy. Like I said, it's, you know, it's pretty thick and sturdy there. Anyway, so that is the Metromorph system. I'm pretty excited about it. I mean, I like making terrain and painting terrain and stuff, but honestly, I like to spend more time painting my models and my armies and all that kind of fun stuff. And having this ability to kind of remake terrain, so I can, you know, get more out of it instead of just it looking like, you know, one certain way. I can take this set, you know, make it a bunch of tiny little buildings, or just scatter terrain, or a giant building or something like that, and use it in a variety of different ways. And this sort of printout layout here is sort of universal enough that I think you could use it in 40K or Necromunda or some other sci-fi game like Infinity, or even it's actually perfect for Dead Zone. I should have mentioned that, because a lot of them are these squares here, and this is going to work good on the Dead Zone grid and everything. So it's going to be very reusable and versatile. Anyway, so that's Metromorph. Definitely take a look at it. The link's below on the Kickstarter. Give it a good look. I think it's affordably priced and reasonably priced. You know, decide that for yourself, but definitely at least give it a look. Thanks.